Pour this around your garden, ants won't come back. If you're constantly fighting ants in your garden, there's a good chance you're making the same mistake most gardeners make. They're treating the ants instead of fixing what attracts them in the first place. And the worst part? Some of the most popular ant control methods can actually damage soil life, stress plants, and make the problem return even faster. After testing different approaches in raised beds, container gardens, and open ground vegetable plots, I found one simple material that consistently keeps ants away without disrupting the garden ecosystem. Before we get into it, one tool that's helped me spot conditions that often lead to ant problems is the soil moisture meter for plants with wireless sensors. Many gardeners don't realize that overly dry soil creates ideal conditions for certain ant species to establish colonies around root zones. Being able to monitor moisture levels accurately across different beds helps prevent that issue before it starts. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. The surprising connection between ants and dry soil here is what most people miss. Ants aren't usually invading healthy, consistently moist garden soil. They're often moving into areas that have become excessively dry, compacted, or unevenly watered. I've seen this repeatedly in vegetable gardens during hot weather. One side of a bed receives regular irrigation while another section stays dry. A few weeks later, ants establish tunnels in the driest areas. The gardener blames the ants, but the real issue started with soil conditions. That's why understanding what's happening beneath the surface matters more than simply killing insects. And later in this video, I'll show you the exact moisture range I aim for to make garden beds far less attractive to ants. What I started using around garden beds, the material that gave me the most consistent results was food-grade diatomaceous earth. Not pool-grade products. Not chemical insecticides. Food-grade diatomaceous earth. I apply a thin ring around raised beds, container clusters, greenhouse entrances, and around areas where ant trails repeatedly appear. The key is applying it correctly. Most gardeners use far too much. A band about 2 to 3 inches wide is usually enough. The goal isn't to create a giant barrier. The goal is to interrupt ant movement while keeping the treatment targeted. When ants cross dry diatomaceous earth, the microscopic particles damage their protective outer layer, causing them to lose moisture. Unlike sprays that break down quickly, a properly placed barrier continues working until rain or irrigation washes it away. The mistake that makes people think it doesn't work: many gardeners try diatomaceous earth once and declare it useless. Usually, they apply it right before watering. That completely defeats the purpose. The powder must remain dry to work effectively. If you're using overhead irrigation, apply it after watering has finished and the soil surface has dried. In my raised beds, I often place the barrier several inches outside the irrigation zone where it stays effective longer. This small adjustment dramatically increases results. There's another reason ants keep coming back even if you stop the ants: colonies often return because they're feeding on something nearby. In vegetable gardens, that usually means aphids. Ants actually protect aphids because they feed on the sugary honeydew aphids produce. If you eliminate the ants but ignore the aphids, the cycle continues. Whenever I see persistent ant activity on tomatoes, peppers, kale, or beans, I immediately inspect the undersides of leaves. More often than not, aphids are present. Removing the aphid population often reduces ant pressure faster than any ant treatment. This is why experienced gardeners focus on the entire system rather than chasing individual pests. What I do around fruit trees and larger garden areas: around fruit trees, berry patches, and larger growing areas, I rely heavily on mulch management. Ants prefer exposed, hot, dry soil. A 2 to 4 inch layer of organic mulch helps regulate soil temperature, retain moisture, and reduce the conditions many ant species prefer. Wood chips, shredded leaves, and finished compost all work well. I've noticed that gardens with healthy organic matter levels tend to experience fewer severe ant infestations compared to bare soil gardens exposed to full summer heat. The hidden warning sign ants can reveal: here's something interesting. Sometimes ants are actually warning you about a larger soil issue. Large ant colonies often establish themselves in compacted zones where water infiltration is poor. When I repeatedly find nests in one area, I test drainage, soil structure, and moisture consistency. Several times, the ants led me directly to problem spots where roots weren't developing properly due to compaction. Fixing the soil solved both problems. This is one reason I pay close attention to moisture readings throughout the season. Consistent moisture helps maintain healthy root growth while making conditions less favorable for many ant colonies. The exact approach that works best long-term after years of testing, I've found that long-term ant control comes from combining several simple practices. Maintain even soil moisture. Use mulch to reduce extreme drying. Control aphids and other honeydew-producing pests. Apply food-grade diatomaceous earth strategically where trails appear. Improve soil structure if ants repeatedly nest in the same location. When these conditions are addressed together, ant populations often decline naturally without relying on harsh chemicals. And that's the important lesson. The goal isn't just removing ants. The goal is creating a healthier garden environment where ant infestations struggle to gain a foothold in the first place. If you found this helpful, subscribe to FarmLogic because we focus on the soil science, plant biology, and practical growing techniques that actually produce healthier plants and bigger harvests. And if you know another gardener constantly battling ants, share this video with them. Sometimes the fastest way to solve a pest problem is understanding what the soil has been trying to tell you all along.